Hi guys, this is Wizard1 Canada bringing you an unboxing of another Chinese smartphone. This time it's the Bluboo Maya Max 4G LTE smartphone. It was released about a month ago. I bought it from GearBest for $159 US, I believe, and it works out to about 200 Canadian. Let me just let you see the specs here. So we have MediaTek's newest CPU, which is the 6750. It's an octa-core CPU running 1.5 gigahertz. It has Android 6.0 Marshmallow preloaded on, a 6-inch screen, 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of ROM, 8 megapixel front-facing camera, and a 13 megapixel back-facing camera. We have 4200 milliamp hour battery, and that's really about it, if you can see it from here. Let me just quickly open this up to let you see what it comes with, and then we'll continue looking at the specs. Take this foam away. So we have the phone itself, which is huge. So to give you a comparison, this is 6-inch screen with I believe it's an 80% screen to body ratio. This is my Verni Apollo lights, so if we put them on top of each other, you can see the difference here in the size. So let me just turn this on quickly. And let's look what it comes with while it's booting up. So inside the accessories it comes with, so we have a USB Type-C USB cable. We have a Bluboo branded quick charging charger, which has an output of 5 volts at 2 amps. We have an adapter because this is a European plug. It comes with a really sturdy and thick TPU case. It comes with a screen protector. There is already a screen protector on here, but it comes with another one. It comes with the wipes to install the screen protector. We have a manual in English and other various languages, and we have the warranty card itself. Now the phone itself, you see here, it's the it has a 6-inch Sharp HD capacitive touchscreen running at 1280 by 720 pixels. It has Gorilla Glass 4 on it. The SIM. So what I want to show you here is this is the headphone jack, and there's a plug built into the headphone jack. What this plug is actually the SIM eject pin, which goes there and it ejects the SIM card slot. Just to let you know, it is a dual SIM. It is a dual SIM slot here. However, there's only 3 different configurations it can support. So the first one is you can actually put 2 SIM cards in there. They're both micro SIM cards, or you can put one micro SIM and one SD card, or you can just put 1 SIM card in there and that's it. So on the back here we have a SONY IMX214 back-facing 13 megapixel sensor with a aperture size of 2.0. We have dual flash here and the fingerprint scanner there. On the bottom here, it's a trend with most of these phones nowadays. It basically shows you that there's a dual grill, which makes it look like there's 2 speakers, but there is only actually 1 speaker. It's an NXP speaker, which supposedly gives really nice sound. We'll test that out on the full review. We have a Foxconn USB Type-C port. The body itself is So the main body itself is CNC aluminum milled body, fully metal. The top part here, the top trim here, and the bottom trim here are both plastic, and that basically houses the different antennas. So let me just quickly unlock this phone first for you. Okay, so the fingerprint scanner, I've already registered my fingerprint, so as always, I do suggest that if you do use fingerprint scanners, you might get annoyed if you only do registering of one fingerprint, because one fingerprint, depending on how you hold it, might not really read the fingers properly. I did actually 4, so two for each of my index fingers, so that unlocks relatively easily. So it unlocks really fast. No need to press it just unlocks. One thing I want to mention too is that this phone, what sets apart this phone from some other phones is that it has a dedicated mute button here. So if you watch here, if I push it up, actually need to turn on the screen. So right now nothing's there. If I push it up, you'll see it instantly goes into vibrate mode. If I bring it back down, it goes out of vibrate mode right away, which is really great. So let's unlock this. So I want just to further talk about this phone here. It has a 42 milliamp hour battery, which is actually a SONY cell. They say that under medium use you should get 1.5 days out of it. Over heavy use you should get a little less than that. Besides that, I'll let you see what it actually came. So I have a loader already built onto it, but this is the loader that it came with originally, which is their loader, which doesn't have a app. It doesn't have a app drawer. It just has basically all the apps on pages here. You can see that the phone itself has relatively nice sharp viewing angle. So even though it's a 6-inch screen, I had reservations that it was a 6-inch screen with only 720p resolution, but you can see it's very sharp and actually very pretty to look at. So let me just switch back to my other loader there. I like Nova Prime more, so it's more customizable to my needs. So besides that, I think that's really about it for the unboxing. Oh, I want to show you the Antutu score. So when I first got the phone, and before I loaded any of my own apps and whatnot, I did run an Antutu benchmark, and it comes out at 43,425. So obviously this is not a flagship phone, but it's more of a mid-range phone. Now that you see that I've loaded a lot more stuff onto this phone, let me quickly just run the Antutu score for you again and see what it comes with now. while it's just finishing off the benchmark, I just want to also mention that it does have quick charge. It's not Qualcomm quick charge, but their quick charge, they claim you can get 2 hours of talk time with 5 minutes of charging. I guess I'll look into that more when we actually do the full review. Also, if you're wondering about carrier support, for Bell and TELUS, you will get 3G with HSDA high-speed 3G at both 850 megahertz and 1900 megahertz. You will also get band 7 LTE 4G at 2600. No 2G support because Bell and TELUS's networks do not have 2G support. If you're using Rogers and FIDO, then you'll get full support on all 3 bands. So you get 2G at 850 by 1900 megahertz. You'll get full 3G at the same 850 megahertz and 1900 megahertz, and band 7 LTE 4G, which you saw before I'm connected on, at 2600 megahertz. If you're looking at mobilicity, you're looking at only 2G and 3G support. If you're using Wind, you're shit out of luck as usual with most of these Chinese smartphones. It does not support AWS. Okay, so this looks like it's almost done. So let's see what score it comes with. Okay, somehow, even with everything loaded onto it, the benchmark that it returned after have all my apps loaded on it is actually slightly higher than it with nothing on it. So I'm not sure how that works, but that's that. So originally I had it at 43,425. Now it's giving me a benchmark of 43,569. So obviously, again, like I mentioned, this is not a flagship phone, but it is a mid-range phone. It is reasonably priced at about $200 Canadian. It feels nice to hold in the hand. One thing I also want to mention is the let me just put my metal case here. So the one thing I also want to mention is that the case that it comes with is actually relatively good compared to most of the other cases that you will get with most Chinese smartphones. You can see here, and here. It's actually, they specially designed this. They say they specially designed this case so that it's shock-proof against the phone itself to protect the phone. You'll see here they've designed really high lips on the case itself, so that even if it drops on the floor, you're going to be hitting the case first before hitting the actual screen itself. The bumps here are actually protruding out with thick plastic here, and that allows it, if you drop it the other way or you leave on the table or whatnot, it won't actually hurt the phone itself because it's raised from the phone itself. Yeah, so besides that, one more thing I want to mention, because a lot of people usually ask, is it does support gesture. So if I double tap, it will turn on. If I do other, like a straight up, obviously I have to unlock this, but then it does support, I guess you'll have to disable the pattern and do something else to do that, but it does have that. One last thing, very last thing I guess, I've been saying last thing for a lot, but one last thing, this also has hot knot technology. So what is hot knot? Hot knot is a alternative version of NFC. It's not really NFC in terms of having an antenna itself. So what this does is this is backed by MediaTek. It's a technology that uses devices that have a capacitive touchscreen, and it allows you to transfer data between two devices with capacitive touchscreens by just putting them together. The benefit to them of this is that it's baked in directly into the CPU, so there's no need for antennas and whatnot. The bad thing about it is that obviously you can only do it by touching screens, so it has limited usage. You basically only use it for other cell phones that have the hot knot technology. Right now in Canada, adoption of the hot knot technology isn't really there. It's more prevalent in the in Asia. Okay, so this was my review of the not the review, but the unboxing of the Bluboo Maya Max 4G smartphone. Please watch my channel in about a week for the full review. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great night, and we'll see you again later.